From Beaver Dam Lake to Horicon Marsh and everywhere in between, we're talking about what's important in your hometown. This is Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Durnan with you this morning. Cale Zomer would have loved to join us, but he is sick this morning, so he will hopefully be joining us later in the week, maybe even tomorrow, to kick off his new hosting run on Hometown Today. I needed a great weekend, and I had a great weekend thanks to the Packers and the Badgers. The Packers winning 24-19 yesterday over the Rams in L.A., and then the Badgers blowing out Purdue. I needed that after being at the Brewers game on Thursday night. That was a rough night, so luckily all of the sports teams ended up working things out. It was great weather all weekend long. Another beautiful day here. It's sunny with a high near 65 today, mostly cloudy with a low around 41 degrees tonight. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your floor and so much more, and McKinstry's Home Furnishings located in downtown Beaver Dam. Who loves to pay taxes? No one. That's why you should rush to McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. McKinstry's has their tax-free sale going on now. Home Furnishings is paying the sales tax, so you don't have to. And the best part is everything is on sale, so you save twice. Save on sofas, reclining sofas, mattresses, and adjustable bases, area rugs, dining sets, and rocker recliners. But hurry, the sale ends Monday, October 14th. Save big on all name-brand furnishings, including Simmons Beauty Rest, Lazy Boy, England, Howard Miller, Capel Area Rugs, and more. Delivery is free, financing is free, and tax is free. Don't miss the tax-free sale going on now at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings and Professional Floor Covering. We'll be back here on Hometown Today with members of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on over at the BDACT Fine Arts Center Camps Auditorium from Thursday, October 24th through Sunday, October 22nd or 27th. Apologies there. So we'll be back here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hey, it's Randy from Professional Floor Covering. You're listening to Hometown Today on the 5,000 watt flamethrower on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern in with you this morning alongside members of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on coming up October 18th through the 27th. So I'm joined by Ronnie Harper, Jesse Kaptansky, and John Gonzalez. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pretty sure I nailed all the names, right? Yeah?
You did.
Nicely done.
All right. Well done. Okay, great. Good start. Good start to the show. Well, I want to start off with getting to know everyone and their roles within the musical that will be going on from October 18th through the 27th at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Fine Arts Center, Camps Auditorium. Bit of a mouthful, but I got through it. Who wants to start off? Just maybe give a little background on yourself and how you got involved. Ronnie?
I'll go first. Said the leader of the pack, of this pack. Well, let's see. How did I get started? I keep telling this story all the time. So this is the 60th season for community theater. I started 60 years ago when I was 7, helping my mom learn lines. So I've been involved in community theater my whole life, really. I lived away from Beaver Dam for a couple decades, but did some theater in Madison. So, I mean, and 21 years ago, I choreographed Lumberjacks in Love for Madison Theater Guild. And at the time, I thought Beaver Dam would love this show. And here I am finally in the 60th season getting to do this show. And it's lighthearted, it's fun, so I'm really glad. It's my happy place.
And well, I'll definitely make sure to ask about bringing the show here and what you liked about it. But for now, maybe John?
Yeah, this is my second community theater production I've been in. I got started in high school, early theater kid, backstage first, and then I warmed my way up to the stage. College was mostly set design, but then I kind of wanted to get back on stage. So saw the opportunity on Facebook and said, why not try again?
Yeah, and where did you go to high school?
Berlin
Okay.
High School, yeah.
All right.
John commutes an hour to practice.
Wow, okay, so did you drive an hour today then?
I did.
Wow,
Yes.
well, thanks for doing that. I'm
Yes,
glad
of
that you
course.
made it work. This is really cool. And then who will you be during the play?
So I'm part of the cast, Moonlight, the character, strong of heart, or strong back, soft of heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. And then Jesse?
This is actually my first time with local community theater. I have performed in a few bands from around the area. The Mad Polecats, we are taking our first foray into musical theater. And it's been very exciting, from playing originally all ages venues to open mic nights to local taverns, weddings and wakes over the years. This is definitely a leap into the unknown, and it's been a lot of fun playing this music, learning these songs. It's a great production. The songs, like most musicals, are very catchy, full of hooks, definitely stay in your head. It's been a lot of fun. Very dynamic.
And for those listening, Jesse is the music director for Lumberjacks in Love. I'm going to have to ask it, what are the Mad Polecats?
The Mad Polecats are just a group of friends from around the area. Jason Olson and Justin Olson from Waupun. They'll be playing upright bass, washboard, and ukulele. I'll be playing guitar. We have Carla Arndt playing piano and the accordion and a concert harp. So yeah, we've had a lot of fun arranging the music to fit our style, which is the music is very period correct meets musical theater. So it has a very folksy, country, bluegrass traditional style. So that definitely stays true to where the Mad Polecats music came from, and then blending all those things together. So while it has been challenging, it's been so much fun.
Wow.
Jesse's being kind of modest. The Mad Polecats have a pretty good following as a band
Okay.
around Wisconsin, and aren't you? You have another band that's a similar makeup but a different style, right?
Yeah, we also have sort of Celtic, Irish, Scottish band. We do traditional songs as well as bagpipe and drum music in kilts and everything.
And that's called what?
That's Band O'Barley.
Band O'Barley. So you can find them at taverns around the place. But the Lumberjacks in Love is an all ages show, fit for the whole family.
Should have had you bring in the bagpipes for the show today. That would have been interesting. That's for sure. Well, I guess while we're at it with the music, you had mentioned off the air that you've been here previously at the Daily Dodge Studios, working on something with Jeff Hall.
Yeah, over the years, Jeff Hall is a good friend, and I've come in a few times to do a little voiceover work for maybe local sponsor commercials. The Mad Polecats have actually performed in this room, video and audio. We did a few pieces with Jeff. I still think how exciting it is to come here to the Radio Ranch, and I've performed in Manhattan and Brooklyn and Los Angeles and all these big cities, and I've met a lot of people, but I still think of those times meeting Uncle Bill McCallum and how tongue-tied I got and starstruck because he was that voice and the personality that I just been around my entire life, and it was always like, my grandmother would be so proud of me.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm glad that you shared that, and thank you for sharing that. When it comes to putting together everything, and I'm glad that we've got someone from each different facet of the play with us, putting it all together can be a lot. And not too long ago, I remember having members, might have even been you, Ronnie, that were here talking about the auditions for Lumberjacks in Love. And that didn't even seem that long ago. And now we're already here, and the show's coming up in about a week and a half.
Yeah, and this is a representation of the orchestra, the cast, and the director, but there's so many more pieces too. The set is gorgeous. It's worth the price of admission to see the set. We had Jay Kuhlman is new to us, but recently retired, so he thought, hey, I'll do some community theater. He and Phil Miller have built us an amazing shanty. Most of the play takes place inside the shanty at the Lumberjack camp. And they had the donation. I don't know the name of the donor, but they had the donation of all the wood from a barn that was torn down. So they sanded off some of the barn residue and built our set out of it. And it's gorgeous. And the set was designed by Laura Congdon, who does a lot of professional arts around the area. And so as an interesting little aside, Johnny, because he drove an hour, has the whole day to kill before rehearsals tonight, right? So he's going to go paint and go back to his roots of painting. So he'll help, like Mary Colstead Miller paint. So just that kind of thing. Like when the cast first walked onto the set after it got built, they're like, this is for us? Oh my gosh, I could live here. And the costumes, there's some funky costume pieces that Rudy Gaitan and Lois Lievenhagen, I think she's been on here before, great seamstress, is building, and then just the publicity people that help us let people know that it's there. So it takes a whole, that takes a village thing. It really takes a team. And that's a fun thing about pulling it together. But as far as the show, what's going on stage, it's really, I think it's coming together. It's at that scary phase where you're hoping they learn the rest of their lines, but the characters are all wonderful. If I can keep talking, we have some, like Johnny is brand new to our theater, and as is the person who ends up being his love interest. Jody plays the kid, and they're both brand new to our community theater. We have two people who are returning to their second show for our community theater, and then we have two really seasoned actors in Rick Ramirez and Joe Lord. So that's really a joy to put all those talents together. And when you get the four lumberjack voices together, it's amazing. Don't they sound great? Like
it's been
as a
fantastic.
foursome.
From learning the lines, and then the accent starts to be applied and coming through.
I forgot about the accent part. I remember hearing about that or even talking about it. I can't remember if I was the one that was hosting that one or if that was an Amy one or not.
That was Amy.
That was Amy? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
well,
hey.
In the so you mentioned that the lumber part, and that's interesting because I live in that building in frent of the BDACT. So when I get home every day, I walk past the hangar in the back where there's always people working on different things. And it took me a while to figure out that, well, those are for the upcoming shows. And I did see all the lumber. So now it makes sense where it came from, because I was wondering, I was like, what do they need all that wood for?
What are they building in
Yeah,
there?
what are they building?
Building a house.
Building a house. Wow.
And bunk beds.
And bunk beds.
Yeah, they built us 2 sets of bunk beds that are sturdy enough for burly lumberjacks to jump around on.
They're sturdy enough that I was playing guitar on the upper bunk last night. So.
Yes, for a photo op.
And so, is it Johnny or John?
Johnny works, yeah.
Okay, all right, Johnny. So you're gonna go and help out and go paint afterwards.
Yes, got to kill some time before rehearsals tonight.
And so you used to do that, but what made you want to go back or go onto the stage and not work in the crew? Because I know that, well, at least for me growing up, my older brother, he worked in crew. He did lighting for our middle school plays, and he might have done high school too. I can't remember. But he had no interest in actually going on the stage. He was like, I want to help out, but I don't have to be the one singing and dancing to help out. I can just do the lights.
Yeah, I can give you a little backstory here. So I auditioned for the musical theater program at my college, alumni of Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Oh, nice. Pointers, right?
Yeah, but it was super competitive there, and obviously didn't get in, but that made me a little discouraged to even try ever again to perform on stage. But then I saw an opportunity this summer, early, for a play in Appleton. Did that, and then I just started gaining a little bit more confidence on stage, so I figured, why not try again? And now here I am.
Cool.
He has a lovely voice. He came to the audition dressed as a lumberjack.
Nice.
So we're like, this guy wants it. And we had to juggle who would be the correct auditioner for which of the lumberjack roles, and yep, young lover guy. Yep.
And what was that play in Appleton that you did?
It was Silent Sky. It was a historical period piece of Henrietta Leavitt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It was good, yeah.
Sounds like there's a lot to that. That's probably a whole other episode of Hometown Today. And then Jesse, when you, I guess, well, we should probably just cover this in a whole different break here, because I want to talk all about putting together the music, because I remember talking or hearing the conversation when Amy was talking with them about the auditions and the music in this and how unique it is to the play, and how it's not necessarily like a play that you've seen before with the style of music or type of music that you'll see in a well, definitely a local production, that's for certain, but then anything I've ever seen really locally or growing up, anything really. So I want to talk about music and putting that all together and all the different inspirations. I want to talk about why you brought it to Beaver Dam. There's so much more that we can talk about here on Hometown Today. So let's step aside here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hey, this is Randy, owner of Professional Floor Covering, and you're listening to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning alongside members of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love. I'm alongside Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky. Welcome back in, everyone. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings and Professional Floor Covering, your floor, and so much more. Located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can visit them online at proflr.com. Remember, October is their gold tag sale event going on now. Any in-stock carpet gets a free carpet cushion for all. That's an incorrect note here in my note here. Not in May. Every carpet in the store is on sale on Abbey Carpets. 60-day quality assurance guarantee. If you're not happy for any reason, including the color, no questions asked. Stanton Carpets, high quality designer patterns and styles. Wool carpet, renewable resource, Go Green, natural stain fighter, LVP flooring, real hardwood flooring, countertops. They have quartz, granite, laminate, cultured marble, free sink, free measure, free quote over at Professional Floor Covering, your floor, and so much more. Located at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam and online at proflr.com. All right, so we have a lot that we can talk about with Lumberjacks in Love, but Ronnie, you had mentioned briefly that you have already done Lumberjacks in Love and that you wanted to bring it here. So what about the play did you want to bring here, and, well, why?
Well, the music and dance, I was the choreographer before, which is, the music and dance is just so engaging, and it's hysterically funny, I think. I mean, I practically have it memorized, and I keep going, ha, and laughing right out loud. It's got sight gags. It's got physical comedy. It's got subtle little nuances, things like that. But also the message, the Lumberjacks in Love. Some people wonder, what is that about? Is it really a family show? Yes, because it's about all kinds of love. It's about brotherly love. These four guys there's 5 lumberjacks at the beginning that share their living space and their work, and they're best buddies, and they tease each other and that sort of thing. So it's about that kind of brotherly love. We get some romantic love in there, some puppy love. So it really is, a warm, happy show, and I think that we could use some warm, happy stuff going on right now. So that's really nice. But the music is just so engaging and foot stomping, and I enjoyed choreographing it before because it's real lively stomping kind of stuff.
And where did you do this prior?
In Madison Theater Guild.
Okay.
Which is still there. They perform now at the Bartell Community Theater, but back then we performed in the school administration building. But I'm forgetting the director's name. Oh my gosh, that senior moment there. But anyway, yeah. So I will tell you an interesting thing about choreographing is that, like the music for this show, almost any show, particularly Lumberjacks in Love, you can't just look it up on YouTube. Nowadays, you could find a lot of choreography if you see it on stage, and then you go look on YouTube. You can just, kind of copy or modify some of that. Lumberjacks in Love does not appear anywhere, right? Like, you can't listen to the songs.
It's been challenging.
Yes. So
in the early stages.
So for almost any theater thing, you just get the melody for this show. You just get the melody line, and it'll say in the script, lively dance. And you got to make it all up, and then you got to teach it to people. So that I really like working with diamonds in the rough, and men in theater are often diamonds in the rough as far as their dancing. So it's, there's some men in theater that the folks are seeing right now. So
there we go. And on the stream, you can see John.
There's Johnny right there. And I didn't mention Brian Frazier this is his second show back in Beaver Dam, but a Beaver Dam native who recently returned to our city. So Yep, there's the four of them singing Bunch of Naked Lumberjacks. And as you could see, if those of you that are watching this, they are indeed wearing their clothing while they sing. He's singing about a dream he had that mail order bride. He got a letter that the mail order bride is coming, and he did not want a mail order bride. So he does not, he's happy to be 200 miles away from the closest woman, and now he fears there's this mail order bride coming, and he had a bad dream, and he's singing about that he dreamed there were naked lumberjacks. He was feeling vulnerable. Yeah.
And I forget his name, but he's also a member of the Local Vocals.
Rick Ramirez. Yes,
right,
Rick Ramirez is well known around here. He's Slim, the lead lumberjack guy of this working crew, and has is really an asset on stage. Just picks up the part, embodies the part really well. If you buy tickets, you will get to see some lumberjacks in red long johns.
That's the pitch right there.
Yeah.
That's the pitch. And for those that are listening, where can they get tickets?
You can get tickets online at BDACT.org, or you can come to the theater on Maple Street between 10 and 4 on Tuesdays and Thursdays and buy them in person. Yeah.
And are ticket prices different on different days and all that?
No, it's the same ticket prices each day. There's 3 different ranges of ticket prices. I think it's 17, 22, and 24.
Nailed it.
And those are based on how close you are, sight lines, things like that.
Sure.
But it's a pretty small, intimate theater, so there's really no really bad seats. If we sell it every night, everybody will be able to see it and hear it, right? Mm-hmm. And have a good time.
Well, I have the show synopsis in front of me, and actually, we never officially said what the show's about. So I'm going to read it, and then we'll go to break, and then you guys will fill me in on what kind of what parts are missing here in the synopsis that I have. So real quick, at the Haywire Lumber Camp, 4 burly lumberjacks are living in manly bliss until one of them accidentally orders a mail-order bride, turning their simple shanty lives upside down. Lumberjacks in Love delivers big laughs, comic twists, and authentic lumber camp music by Carla and the Mad Polecats. Jesse's Mad Polecats. Made popular by the Northern Sky Theater, Lumberjacks in Love is a hilarious show filled with up-north humor and fun-loving songs. So we'll go to break, and we'll get more from the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love. Again, I'm with John Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
The Neighbors on Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning alongside members of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on from October 18th through the 27th. Tickets are available now, so make sure to head to bdact.org or head to the ticket office on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to purchase your tickets now. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your floor and so much more, in McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, located underneath the red awning. McKinstry's Home Furnishings is celebrating 166 years in Beaver Dam, so make sure to stop by and check out their tax-free sale going on now. Save big on all named brand furnishings, include Simmons Beauty Rest, Lazy Boy, England, Howard Miller, Capel Area Rugs, and more. Delivery is free, financing is free, and tax is free. Don't miss the tax-free sale going on now at McKinstry's Home Furnishings, where customers matter and quality counts. And McKinstry's Home Furnishings thanks you for voting them Dodge County's best furniture store. And as always, Professional Floor Covering, your floor and so much more, located at 713 Park Avenue in downtown, or in Beaver Dam, and proflr.com. To visit them online. Thanks again to the members of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love for joining me this morning. I'm here with Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky. Jesse is the music director, Ronnie is the director and choreographer, and Johnny is one of the lead Lumberjacks. We have a lot more that we can talk to, and you're right, Ninja. Good call. Jack did let me know during the break, and I forgot we have Diana Ogle on the line. Diana Ogle, who could also very well be in theater. Diana, good morning.
Good morning. Who doesn't love a man in plaid?
That's right.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be a great show. I'm excited. I'm going to go see it. I think it'll be a great show.
It certainly sounds like it will be a really fun time, Diana. But you know what else is a fun time? Stopping over at the Park Village Shopping Center. What's going on over there?
Absolutely. Talk about Medical Monday. I always like to make sure everybody stays healthy, wealthy, and wise. So, you know, it's getting towards the end of the year. A lot of times you have to figure out what you're going to do with that money you have from your insurance that you stashed away, and you want to get all your procedures done and yada, 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 all that stuff. So our friends at Shopko Optical, they're having 40% off their lenses when you purchase a frame. 40%, that's a big deal. That is a huge deal. So 40% off that, so we always want you to see better. Sun's still shining. We got a little Indian summer coming along, so you can get those transitional glasses. That's what I have, and I got them at Shopko Optical. It's great. You don't have to carry two pairs of glasses with you. It's super awesome. Then, of course, let's talk about elevated yoga. Have you been there, Charlie? I'd pay money to have you go there.
We'll have to talk about that then, because I'll certainly take that invitation.
There you go. So Livia and her team over there have aerial yoga, plus they have other yoga as well. And Larry the Pepper was there. He actually was in the silks and hung out in the aerial yoga because you need to stretch your body. We're coming into the Burr months, October, and all those other months. So let's get our immune system built up, and you can do that with yoga. And so I would certainly check out Elevated Yoga and their website. Go to their Facebook page. They've got beginner classes. They've got intermediate. They've got everything you would need to help you have a healthy, wealthy, and better life. And, of course, we've got Green Acres, CBD wellness right there. If you've got, everybody's getting their yard work done for the fall. You get aches and pains and sinuses, and it's hay fever season still with all the harvest. I love our farmers. I'm a farm girl as well. But all that dust is flying through the air, so you can get all your allergies taken care of, your aches and pains taken care of. And here's the cool thing about what they do at Green Acres. Doug is a pharmacist by trade. Him and his wife, Teresa, own Green Acres. So take your list of medication, go in and talk to Doug, and see what we can do to have something that complements what you're doing. So that is such a great offer to have at a place that these guys have family-owned business, and Park Village Shopping Center is just jazzed about having family-owned businesses here. And, of course, we've got a lot to offer over there. Pumpkin spice season is in full swing, and we've got that covered as well. But 40% off your lenses at Shopko. Elevated Yoga, get your immune system built up, and you can do the same at Green Acres CBD Wellness. So it's a one-stop shop. You can get your whole body taken care of.
That really is a one-stop shop. Diana, thank you so much for calling in this morning. I'll definitely have to work on the immune system as the weather cools down. It's only a high of 65 today, so it's certainly going to start cooling off.
Absolutely, my friend. You have the best of the rest of your day.
You too. Thanks again. All right, bye. Diana Ogle from the Park Village Shopping Center. Always a pleasure talking with Diana. She's a hoot. Always fun talking with her. But again, we're here with members of Lumberjacks in Love, John Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky. Jesse's the music director, and I bring that up again because I do want to talk about all the music and how unique this show is in the style of music. I was struggling and I was circling around my words, trying to figure out what I was saying about the music in Lumberjacks in Love, and instead of me doing a little like word Olympics gymnastics, why don't you just fill us in on how the music's going to look?
Absolutely. Well, with anything in theater, the first thing you think of is being period correct, the type of clothing, the manner in which people talk, hairstyles, things like that, but especially the music. And we're looking at Hurley, Wisconsin area, circa 1912. So turn of the previous century, that would have been, there's a big block of music I like to look at that's sort of the end of the Civil War till the late 19-teens. 1917 is generally considered the birth of jazz. So you're going to look at early precursors to that. I think what people might recognize from a lot of old Western movies you've seen and the cowboy bars, the piano in the room, because the piano was always the center of music turn of the last century. Any formal occasion, whether you'd be in church or any community gathering, there'd be a piano. Then you'd go to like violins and guitars, stringed instruments, banjos, but really having that piano and sort of a Scott Joplin type piano melody, things like that. That's what people might recognize out the gate. And a lot of this music really has that feel of that turn of the century folk music, early jazz. So it's lively. It lends itself so well to musical theater. It definitely, you get your toes tapping, your fingers snapping, and just it's full of upbeat hooks and melodies that just really do, take my word for it, these stick in your head. I've been having dreams.
When you say early jazz, you mean more like ragtime?
Ragtime
not
jazz,
60s
Scott
kind
Joplin,
jazz,
sort
yeah.
of the entertainer, things like that. Very lightly, yeah. Early, even prior to Louis Armstrong, things like that. Real, just very melodic jazz. Not some of the, I know sometimes jazz can be a little confusing, math rock a bit much, but it's that early melody you might think of like Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. Even before that, though, the Scott Joplin, the entertainer.
Yes.
Really that piano that you would hear in a cowboy bar in an old Western film. And very catchy melodies, very lively music. So we've been trying to keep that in mind. Another thing is like the music of Appalachia, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, things like that. Very melodic, simple folk music. It's all based around storytelling. So then we've kept with the piano and the accordion, which would have been a very popular instrument, those bellows instruments at the time, plus having guitar, an upright bass, and a washboard for rhythm and percussion. So we keep that jug band, old-timey sound.
Cool.
So it's been a lot of fun. I haven't been a shape note reader for a long time, so I would like to thank Carla Arndt for helping me along with some of that. And my reading has gotten back up to speed since high school here, class of 91, Beaver Dam. But I hadn't used it for a long time. I'm more of a play by ear in the field, just knowing the modes and the melodies. But coming back into it and then transposing all of this wonderful music that was written for us for this play, so I could convey it to the rest of our players and we all kind of make it our own and tie it together. And then I still remember the first night I came down to the BDACT just so I could kind of check out who were the new lead singers of my band. And it was so exciting to hear even where they had come early on. The voices were fantastic. Everyone's voices are just wonderful. And then hearing the harmonies and then being able to piece what I was hearing together with the music that I knew. I was really excited about this production.
Cool. I'm kind of picturing Buster Scruggs, if you've seen that.
Absolutely, a huge fan. Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Great music in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs is my favorite one from that movie. That's great.
We were so excited when Jesse said he would do this show, because this is kind of an inside the industry thing. But if you get a show like a Rodgers and Hammerstein, Oklahoma or something, they send you a very thick book that has all the chords for all the notes for all the instruments, violins, clarinets, trombones, whatever. All that's all written down. This show, no. We got like what you would see in your church hymnal.
Wow.
The melody line and the chords. So that going from the melody line and the chords to actually then producing full music is what Jesse does always. Like, hears it in his head, sees a little on the page, makes music. And that's been wonderful, because between Carla and Jesse and the Olsons, they had to kind of create it afresh.
Interesting.
You will not see, if you went to see Lumberjacks in Love in another town, you would not hear this very same music. They've created this music for us. It's wonderful.
Wow. So then what's the timeline on getting Jesse involved? Was it from the beginning, or?
Yeah. I was actually just looking back on some text messages and looked. It was right around the first of the year that it was mentioned. The pitch was given to me to see if we could be involved with this. And it was actually something that we had kind of already talked about in the band, looking for new challenges, looking for things like this, because we had never, participated in like a stage play, a musical, and everyone sort of just jumped on board right away with it. We were really excited.
A lot of times when you go to the theater, the pit orchestra is down in a pit.
Right.
And they're not. They're going to be up on stage, so you have to see them the whole time. You get to see them the whole time, sitting on tree stumps and laughing or not. But
our rehearsals have been a lot of fun, because when you're right up close, like within feet of the actors, you really feel that aura that they're putting off in character, and you're becoming your own character, part of the play. So it's been really fun to kind of construct our own facial expressions and how we interact without interacting. Sort of that band that's in the corner. I think I mentioned last night, one of my favorites was the Andy Griffith show. There was a family up in the hills, the Darling family, and they were actually a very famous band out of Nashville called the Dillards, but they would perform once in a while on the Andy Griffith show as this mountain family that had violin and guitar and upright bass and banjo and jug music. So like being that sort of lumberjack camp band within the shanty over in the corner performing these songs, we become part of the show.
Cool. Well, I was just going to say, so then are you guys technically like, I don't know, breaking the fourth wall that you're like part of the show, or are you not acknowledged by the
We're really off to the side. We're
Yeah.
on stage and we are we're the band, but instead of traditionally being sort of down out of sight, we're right up there performing alongside the show.
Fun.
yeah, they don't.
We're not characters technically within the show.
Yeah, there's this kind of membrane between them and the storyline going on stage, but they're right there. The energy is all right there.
Yeah, and that's where I've bitten the inside of my cheeks and tongue several times, because I've outright snort laughed a few times with the dialogue coming, because it is so clever and so funny.
Yeah.
It really is a show for the entire family. There's so many jokes, and it's such an enjoyable, fun show.
Yeah. Did we mention before on air that this show was written by the same fellows that did Guys on Ice?
I don't know if we have.
If people liked that show, Guys on Ice, they'll love this. It's that kind of humor and warmth.
When was Guys on Ice?
Oh, we did not do it. It's done. It's been on PBS. It's
I see.
the theater company, Big Sky Theater, is in Door County,
Oh,
and they write all their own stuff.
cool.
But so that we got the rights to do this show from them, and they've toured with it and stuff. So it's a similar kind of show. Beaver Dam has not done it. Maybe someday. I don't know. I think they've done some of that stuff. Something about the Packers, Cheeseheads, and So I don't remember.
Something.
I
Something
didn't
she
live in
said.
Wisconsin at the time. I'm curious to hear from Johnny because we actually don't have time to sit around and chat. Maybe you do backstage, but I'm always out there. So
No, I'm running lines, remember?
yeah, he's running lines. So what's your musical background, Johnny?
Musical background, probably I only did 3 years in high school of choir. Before that, I did church choir when I was super young. Did a lot of groups in high school, like a cappella, more traditional classical music, musicals.
How has this been different for you?
The music is definitely different, but it's been, I don't know, not the accents for sure is a challenge. Trying to keep that Yooper dialect in with the singing is not easy.
Yeah, I can't imagine. So, what other plays have you done or musicals have you done?
Newsies,
Nice,
Fiddler on the Roof,
classic.
and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is
Did
number
you
3.
dance much in Newsies?
I did. I also the highlight of that was also a heel click. So you
heel
brought me
click.
back to that.
Yeah, okay, that's how you knew how to do it.
Yeah.
It's called a bell where you go like and kick up in midair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. John has actually learned how to do splits for this show.
Wow.
Yes, that was
Little
also
teaser.
another challenge that my director wanted me to take on.
These guys have been such good sports. I mean, they work really hard on learning their music, but also I ask them to do funny things that I think would be funny and make them look silly, and they do it. They say, like, I say jump, they say how high. So it's really been a pleasure to work with them, being such good sports about little sight gags and things that will make it that much more fun for the audience.
It's definitely interesting well, I've never done theater, but it's interesting listening to, well, I guess like the different, if this was a super dramatic play, like if you were doing Les Mis, like the Beaver Dam High School's doing, they're probably not having these same conversations about heel clicking and doing the splits and stuff of that nature, right?
No, they're not.
Completely
Yeah.
different
They've
kind
got
of
a very serious message to get out, and ours has the undertones of a serious message. It really is about love, but yeah, it's all fun. You'll laugh a lot.
Definitely.
And the guys they do a lot of dancing. Oh my gosh, they. I'll confess, I toned it down a little from last time I choreographed it because those guys were all about 19, and Johnny is the youngest, but the other guys are in their 50s.
they could still do it.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes, they can.
They
Yep.
are very spry.
Yes. Very spry, and they can count to 4, and that's important.
I'm glad they can do that. Well, we have a lot more that we can get to here on Hometown today. We do have to step aside, but when we're back, we'll be talking more about Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on over at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater Fine Arts Center Camps Auditorium from October 18th through the 27th. Tickets are on sale now. You can get them online at BDACT.org, and they're all there. Or you can go to the box office from on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to get your tickets as well. There's always a lot going on at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater, so make sure to check out their website, BDACT.org, to stay up to date on all their different shows, events, and everything going on there. We'll step aside here. Charlie Dern with you this morning on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
From Margazan to Marshall, Fox Lake to Fall River, Watertown to Waupun, and everywhere in between, we're talking about what's important in your hometown. This is Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, located underneath the red awning. They have their tax-free sale going on now, so make sure to stop in at McKinstry's Home Furnishings, located in downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts, celebrating 166 years in Beaver Dam. Hometown Today is also presented by Professional Floor Covering, your floor, and so much more. Quality materials, superior installation. Check out the brand new Stanton Carpet line. Stanton Carpet is perfect for custom area rugs, runners, and stairs with lasting quality and luxury. Last week, Ninja, Amy, and I, we were at Pro Floor Covering at 713 Park Avenue. I got to check out the Stanton Carpet rugs, and they are as soft as advertised. I was walking all over them in between breaks when I needed to walk around. I would walk around on the carpets because they made my feet feel good. So make sure to check out the Stanton Carpet line over at Professional Floor Covering at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can visit them online at proflr.com or give them a call at 920-887-9972. Busy week coming up on the Daily Dodge schedule for us here at 95.3 WBEV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Tonight we've got the Saints at the Chiefs. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Tomorrow, Corey Wally and I will be at the Beaver Dam High School auditorium or Fieldhouse for the Wanakee at Beaver Dam Girls volleyball game. That'll be on Daily Dodge TV. I'll get that going at 6:45 p.m. I'll be on camera for that. Then we have on Friday we'll have Kewaskum at Beaver Dam football. That's on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Wade Bates is on the call for that one. That they start coverage for that at 6 p.m. with the Friday night kickoff show, and then 6:45 p.m. is when the pregame show starts for that. And then Cedar Grove, Belgium at Columbus football. That's at 6:45 p.m. for the pregame show with Mike and Tim Haldeman on that one. So make sure to follow us on Daily Dodge TV. You can watch us now where I'm with the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater Lumberjacks in Love with Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky. So it's easy to subscribe to. You just go to YouTube, look us up, and then hit subscribe. It's just one click there, and then you'll get all of our videos, all of our live streams, and more on YouTube by following us on Daily Dodge TV. So we'll step aside here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, and when we're back, we'll be talking more about Lumberjacks in Love with Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hi, it's Randy from Professional Floor Covering, bringing you Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Can't see what.
All right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you this morning alongside members of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on over at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Fine Arts Center Camps Auditorium from October 18th through the 27th. So there's a show on Thursday, the 24th, but then there's Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday matinees. So there's, what's that? 7 shows. 7 shows. Look at that. Quick math.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you
all
can
right. But there's a lot we can talk about. So I'm sitting with Johnny Gonzalez, who is Moonlight, one of the lead lumberjacks out of the 4, correct?
To begin with, there's 5.
Wait. Okay, we don't have to spoil anything here. And then Ronnie Harper, who's the director and choreographer of the show, and Jesse Kaftansky, who is the music director of the show. Something that we talked about in the break there, Ronnie, was that we've talked about all the men involved, but there's also some women involved in the show, too.
Yes, there are. So early on, I'm not spoiling anything, really. Early on, the lead character, or the lead lumberjack, all the men really have the same kind of part. They all have solos, they all have funny stuff. But anyway, Slim, the lead lumberjack, makes a point of saying that they're all happy to be 200 miles from the nearest woman. And they don't want any women around. They can spit where they want and scratch where they want, and no women around. But what they don't know, and this happens early on, is that one of their gang, whose character name is only The Kid, is a girl. She grew up in the lumber camp, and her father told her, don't let anybody know you're a girl. So she's always dressed like a boy. And but she reveals to us in about the second scene that she's a girl, and has quite a lovely song about that. So spoiler alert, she's a girl. And these brilliant lumberjacks can't see that somehow. You have to suspend disbelief. And over the course of the show, there's a lot of she changes clothes to look like a lady, and then later on there's a lady that changes clothes to look like a lumberjack, and mayhem ensues. But so Jody is the kid, and then there's a mail order bride who our character Moonlight reads these novels, these dime novels that are sort of I guess in their day they would have been the equivalent of Hallmark television, only in books. There's this mail order bride that actually is the author. So she comes as a mail order bride, and that is Linda DeCreamer. And then you don't even meet her until the second act, but she sings about how stupid love is. And then it turns out there was some puppy love involved back in the day, and why she has this attitude. So she has a really powerful song to sing. That's a lot of fun to see her sing that. But the kid sings a couple duets with Johnny, and that's just makes my heart go all aflutter when they sing together. So
sounds like there's a wide range of emotions in
there
this play.
There are, yes, there really are. It's tender and wacky, the whole range in between.
So then, Johnny, with you playing the character of Moonlight, who is one of the 5 lumberjacks, especially now learning about your experience, this feels like this is a pretty big a role to play in that you're going to have to be a lot of different emotions. You're going to be singing, dancing, comedy is involved. How did you kind of look at this from afar, and then how did the audition go, and then how have you kind of approached how have you built the character of Moonlight in yourself?
So, as Ronnie was saying earlier, when you look it up on YouTube, you really can't find anything on this show. So what I like to do is kind of look up other fictional characters that I can relate to as that character in Moonlight. And I got stuck on the 7 dwarves. I think there's a happy one, right?
Oh.
Yep.
So Moonlight is like the youngest of the group, and he's the most spry, most happy. but he does fall real fast in love over the Annabelle, Braveheart, dime romance novelist. So I don't know. I just try and play that in love puppy love character.
Yeah. Okay. And then were you auditioning for Moonlight, or were you just auditioning for the play?
I was definitely targeting Moonlight.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think my audition song was from Seven Brothers for Seven Brides.
Seven Brides for
Seven
Seven
Brides
Brothers?
for Seven Brothers. Lonesome Polecat. It's
Oh.
a beautiful song.
Okay.
Yeah, this show does have like tones of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
And then when you saw, or Ronnie, when you saw Johnny performing, did you see Moonlight in Johnny right away?
We definitely saw. We said Moonlight and wrote on our notes. Yeah, he came in a stocking cap and a plaid shirt and boots, and there's a very when you audition for a musical, typically you have to read some character parts and you have to sing. It's pretty common that you sing like a 1-minute song, and then you also have to dance usually, and a little-ish dance just to see if you can remember 8 beats in a row and that sort of thing. But I asked, could they do anything special like this bell, and he did. So that gets you good, good sport points, and it's helpful to me as a choreographer to have somebody like Johnny that's spry and willing to do stuff, so he can jump into Rick's arms and and jump off his bunk and stuff like that.
Yeah, on Hometown Today, we've had the chance to talk with lots of different theater groups, lots from Beaver Dam Area Community Theater, but then also in Columbus with the Redbud Players, the Waupun Community Players. It feels like one trait that almost everyone in theater needs is, and again, I haven't done it, but this is just what I've gotten, is you need to be flexible. You need to be able to adapt, quick to learn, just really easily able to adjust to things, because it feels like, well, like you were saying with them, like you'll add in little things here and there that maybe weren't the original plan at the start.
Yeah, we can enhance it with movement and things like that. We really do have to stick to the script. The authors don't let you change their words.
Sure.
But you can make nuances in your acting and the way you develop your character. And as a director, I'm so pleased with the way these guys have folks, all 6 of them, have really developed their characters and get into feeling like that.
Is it when you're trying to help them reach further into the character and who they're performing, what are kind of the bases that you set with them, or is it not like that? Like
Johnny said, well, what I partly do, like he said, is look for some other character in fiction or real life. And so there's one character that's a simple soul, maybe simple in his thinking too, and his character name is Dirty Bob. Dirty Bob hasn't bathed in 30 years, since his mama died, and when he was a young child. So I think of Dirty Bob as being sort of like Forrest Gump. And that, so if I try to find a character to relate to say, give it to me kind of like Forrest Gump. Or we have another character that's a little bit like Eeyore, would you say?
Very much.
Yeah. So sometimes just that little nugget of, if we share that point of cultural reference, think of Eeyore.
Yeah, that's
think
really
of Forrest Gump. That helps.
Right. As soon as you said Eeyore, I knew I could picture the kind of character that would be.
Poor me. Yeah. And they've embraced that really well. And of course, like Rick Ramirez as the lead guy, if you've seen Local Vocals and other plays that he's been in too, you know that he is big and boisterous and fun, and so you don't really need to coach Rick much on being the lead lumberjack, I would say. Now, I would say that we've had to coach Linda, the one that plays the mail order bride, on being mean.
Oh, yeah.
Because when she first comes in, she's kind of mean-spirited, and she had to dig deep to get that mean-spiritedness. I think I gave her Ursula the Sea Witch.
Oh, yep.
I said be a little more like Ursula and less like Glinda, if you're going to be witchy.
And then, Johnny, when it comes to learning the music, as someone that doesn't you haven't done a ton of musicals, so then especially on top of, I don't mean to single that out or anything like that, but I guess I mean from a standpoint of, I feel like doing something like Grease or one of the classic musicals might be a little bit easier to pick up on than Lumberjacks in Love, where, like we're talking about, there's not a lot of, you can't go on Spotify and just have the soundtrack out ready to go. So how do you kind of, how long does it take to learn? What are the kind of tricks and tips that you learned and all of it?
So truth is, still learning my lyrics, my lines. And I actually don't read music. I just go by, if the note goes up, I go up type of deal. But honestly, just repetition. Carla was kind enough to make some recordings for all the cast members that we just put on replay and keep singing our parts. Repetition, really.
Yeah. And then Jesse, kind of how do you then work with the actors in the play on anything? I don't know. I guess I don't have any experience with this, so I don't even know what it looks like. How do you work with them?
Well, I just like to take a moment to read it. Miss Carla has been sort of call her the MVP of this, because she's been that connection between being the vocal coach, vocal director, and then also working within the band, being the music director, band leader of this, tying that all in. And she has put in so many hours and worked so closely with the actors and the musicians together. For her to take the music that we were given and to sort of put that out in a recording, so those of us who might not be as strong reading music could just go by ear, listen to these melodies, the rhythms, the pauses, the dynamics as some of these songs, whether they're like a ballad, so they swell emotionally, or they're very choppy because there's a lot of laughter and bodiness to it. Carla's been absolutely the MVP, and I cannot sing her praises enough for what she does within this production and music in the community. But it really has been one of those things, working together as the group. It's so fun to spend the time learning these songs and then to actually bring the music together with the vocals, and just the quality of the vocals, the harmonies, the hard work that they've put in. It's really come together. And as we've started to have like full rehearsals, even some like partial dress rehearsals, everyone getting into that character, it has been so much fun to do this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that the nuts and bolts of it are things like last night we had a rehearsal with the full orchestra and the cast, and so just knowing who comes in first. Is it the lights that come on first, or is it the music that tells the people to come on, and that sort of thing? Or there's one particular, often Jesse leads them in with a beat. He stomps his foot. 1, 2, ready, go, and then they play. But there's one song that kind of comes in the middle of a line, so that can't happen. So we have to stop that. So that's what rehearsals are all about.
Right.
We rehearse these things.
Definitely the dialogue. I think my book's falling off. And
yeah,
things like that. Knowing exactly, we're learning their lines to cue the music, and where everything the music might stop because there's some dialogue in the middle of it, which for my years doing what I call the Wisconsin Tavern League tour in bands, blues bands, rock bands, usually don't have that. You're performing your song, and so working with the theater and the actors, it's definitely been, it's improving my portfolio a lot.
Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, if you're playing in a tavern or a folk fest or something, you have the stage all to yourself at that time. And what you really are doing in this kind of venue is accompanying them.
Exactly.
And helping them sound great. But, Johnny, if you, like the music Carla gives you, did she give you, like, you have a melody line if it's your solo, but then otherwise you got to learn a harmony part. Do you have just, like, your harmony part played out for you?
Yes, she was kind enough to do that,
Wow.
which is, a blessing. Yeah.
True MVP. And what's her last name?
Arndt, Carla
Okay.
Arndt. She
Carla
plays
Arndt.
for some churches around, and she's actually she came from North Dakota and moved to Beaver Dam a few years ago and is really looking for more ways to get involved in music, and we got her, so yay. Yeah, like so the harmonies they can work on their own, but then they also have to get together and Carla's also the vocal director, so to work with them to blend and I'm going to have somebody come this week to a different rehearsal and sit in the audience and listen for how is the balance of the different voices so that we can bring the audience the best experience.
Yeah, we discussed earlier how it reminded us of kind of barbershop. Some of the castmates are really excited about that, of bringing that element to the piece.
Definitely. Well, there's so much more that we can continue to talk about here with Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky. Almost got through the whole show with getting it right. Jesse Kaftansky here from the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love. We do have to take a quick break here on Hometown Today, but we'll continue talking about Lumberjacks in Love and then all that's going on over at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. Always a lot going on there, so make sure to head to bdact.org to see everything going on at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. They certainly keep it busy there. I know that sharing the parking lot there, it's always packed, and maybe sometimes I'm annoyed I gotta walk further to my car, but I know that it's always busy at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. So we'll take a quick break here on Hometown Today. Charlie Dern with you this morning on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hey, this is Randy from Professional Floor Covering, welcoming you back to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
All right. Welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern in with you this morning. I'm joined by Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaftansky of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater's Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on from October 18th through the 27th. And a reminder that Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your floor, and so much more. They have their October Gold Tag sale going on now. Carpet, wool carpet, LVP flooring, real hardwood flooring, countertops, all that and more over at Professional Floor Covering, your floor, and so much more. All flooring is on sale with the October Gold Tag sale event going on now through the end of the month. But make sure to stop in Pro Floor earlier than the very last day of the month, as the whole process takes a while and that helps Randy and the team out if you go there a little bit early and get your October Gold Tag sale items there. 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, proflr.com. Charlie Dern with you this morning here, talking with Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaptansky of the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. Lumberjacks in love. But we have a bunch of things that we can talk about, including other things going on at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. So, Ronnie, maybe we could talk about... Oh, and I know that, I believe, I should pull this up before I say it. I don't have it up. I think on Friday we're talking with Haha Heidi and Dobie Maxwell for Schlitz Happened. Schlitz, okay, everyone listening? Schlitz, an old Milwaukee blast from the Pabst. That's a mouthful when trying to read that. It's a comedy show, and we'll talk about it on Friday with them. But anything you have to offer there?
I'm not familiar with the Schlitz Happened Blats from the Pabst thing. Makes me want to sing some of their commercial jingles. But, yeah, that should be fun. Community theater tries to bring a variety of entertainment. So ours is called the Fall Main Stage Show. But, we have to share our stage and work around. The comedy thing will be in our upstairs Encore Hall. And then the One Voice BDACT Children's Chorus, that's those kids take a class weekly, and then they present Halloween concert. There will be another, like a Christmas, etc. But anyway, their concert is coming up Sunday, October 20th at 5:30 p.m., also in Encore Hall, and there's limited seating for that. And again, you can get that ticket online or at the theater. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for youth, 12 and under. Then the new dueling pianos, we've had them a few times, and they're such a popular group. So much fun to sing along. They take requests. That's Saturday, November 16th at 7:30 in the main auditorium. Tickets are $35. The Paddle City Big Band is a group that's a couple years old in Beaver Dam. Those are almost all music teachers. They get together and put together really excellent jazz music, jazz and swing. And that's Sunday, November 24th at 2 p.m., again in the main auditorium. Tickets $15. And, drum roll, the 25th season announcement is coming up November 19th. So Community Theater is now trying to, they keep a little hush-hush, and they're put together a whole season at once, which is why we started talking way back in January, because when they announced the season in January, I had the last show of the year of the main stage production. So they want to put together a package, partly so patrons can do like a season ticket and people can plan out their year. But lots going on for all age groups.
Lots going on. I love dueling pianos. That's always one of my favorite things when a bar, or I've never done it in a theater before, so I'll have to check that out. And then is the Paddle City Big Band Kim Halverson?
Yes.
Okay.
That
All
is.
right. Got it.
The
All right, putting names
Halversons
together.
have organized that, yep.
And then I got to work with Emily about that season announcement and getting someone on the air to talk about that, because that's very exciting. How much time would you say you give yourself then of downtime before you start working on your next show?
To each his own. I'm going to take a break because, I used to do, when I was Johnny's age, I did like all 3 main stage shows a year generally in some capacity. That's the beauty of community theater. You can paint sets for one show. You can be in the chorus of the next one. You can sell tickets in between and all of that. I, for example, work in the box office a couple days a month. And there's just, people from all walks of life, all different occupations, day jobs, because it's all volunteer. Mm-hmm. But our rehearsals have been 5 nights a week for about 5 weeks. So you kind of could use a break after that.
I'd say so.
So these kind of rotate. This group does that show, then another group does an overlapping show. But you could be as involved or as sporadically involved as you want. Now, we're hoping, of course, that these guys come back and are involved, in years to come.
And when you were talking about Encore Hall, that's where I believe the Murder Mystery Dinner Theater was?
That is, the Murder Mystery.
The upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. So you can take the stairs or the elevator, but there's a room that is a multi-purpose room. It also is used for banquets and baby showers and whatever. But excuse me, they can set up a stage and has there's full stage lighting and all that in there for smaller, more intimate venues.
Awesome.
Or when there is a lumberjack set on the main stage and the kids can't sing there.
Right. And then for those that want to get involved and help out, maybe volunteer, they can find all that online, correct?
They can. If you go to BDACT.org, there's you can find a place to click that for volunteering, and it asks you to fill out a few questions about what kind of things you like to do. And somebody will contact you and borrow some of your time. And then, you become part of the gang, right? Like, now you're one of us. One of us. Yes. And then you'll start reciting lines from the shows just spontaneously.
Yes.
So,
that also helps.
And what kind of roles do volunteers end up doing?
Like I mentioned, they could, there's front of house, so that's ushering, working in the ticket booths, working in the concession stand. Oh, Lumberjacks in Love will have a specialty drink, both one with spirits in it and one for non-alcoholic. And I don't know the name of those yet, so that'll be a surprise. There's people that sew costumes, people that gather up costumes. For our show, one of the big, I think would be fun, I did it for a show just recently, was to find the props and the set decorations. So like Jesse mentioned, we try to be true to the era. So if you're going to work on props, you got to find, either mid-century modern or for this show, turn of the last century. So there's no plastic on stage.
Oh, wow.
That sort of thing. You could paint the sets. You can build sets. What else could you do? Run the lights. You could learn to run lights and sound. Just all kinds of things. And you don't, and of course, you can sing and dance and act. And direct and play saxophone and things like that.
Something for everyone over at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. And I want to definitely continue our conversation here. We still got plenty that we can cover here in our next break, but we got to go to the ABC News and the Daily Dodge News Center with Justin Wilski and check in with sports with Wade Bates here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hi, it's Randy from Professional Floor Covering, making sure you don't miss what's happening in your hometown. It's Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Oh, a new one. Welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3. That's a new music bed, folks. Jake Hayes, hard at work making the music bed. So thanks to Jake for all his production stuff that he does for the station here. Badgers won 52-6 over Purdue this weekend. That was a big win. Now the Badgers head to New Jersey playing Rutgers next week, and then in Evanston, Illinois for the week after that. So the next 2 weeks, Badgers are on the road here, trying to turn the season around a little bit after some early struggles, especially against Alabama and USC. The Gophers took down USC on Saturday. I don't know what that says about Wisconsin football, but that's all right, folks, because we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Lumberjacks in Love with Beaver Dam Area Community Theater. Johnny Gonzalez, Ronnie Harper, and Jesse Kaptansky are with me this morning. This sounds like an awesome play, and we've talked a lot about all the different elements that go into the play, but we're in the home stretch, guys, before this play gets going. So what is all needed to be done? And I don't mean to put too much pressure or anything like that on there, but what do we need to get hammered down? Or, I should have had an axe joke there. I didn't have an axe joke. But, axed down before the play gets rolling on October 18th.
It's funny you say that because as part of character development, I definitely started swinging an axe, like an actual axe, at home, just taking down some trees.
Wow.
Really?
Good for you.
Yes, I just recently cut down my first tree with a chainsaw.
Wow.
Not period accurate, but still, it was an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's the idea that counts there.
Right,
You're
right.
thinking that way.
Yeah.
I guess fine-tuning things is definitely tonal or dialect, the accent. Still trying to get that down. I know during auditions, Ronnie said, just go for it, just try it. And it was a little too southern at first, but we're starting to fine-tune it. A lot of THs replaced with Ds. Neater and day and do and all that jazz.
Very Youper, not because so you went southern on accident instead of going northern.
right.
Okay.
That was a challenge and is still challenging, but we're getting there. I believe. I haven't heard any bad notes yet so far about the.
I'm
about
seeing
the
them
dialect.
live now, so I don't know if that's something different.
I had dreams of them all having really corny Uper accents, but sorry to tell Beaver Damians, but we speak a little bit edging toward Uper already around here in Wisconsin. So it's a little hard to know if you've actually laid on a Uper accent or not. But it's challenging for the vocalists because when you learn to sing, you don't sing. You know, you sing like your teacher will tell you to elongate your vowels and things. And like if you've seen the movie Fargo,
Sure.
I saw the actress on yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have whole conversations with but I saw the actress discussing their vocal coach, their dialect coach, and she said, just pretend like your mouth is frozen shut all the time, and then you'll sort of get it. I don't know if that works. I want them to move their lips, but little tricks we do to try to like write D instead of TH in your script everywhere that it says these and those, and you want to be D's and those.
It's funny you mentioned Fargo because the new season of Fargo, one of the lead actresses is English naturally, but she's doing this full-on Uper accent, and I would say it's pretty strong. It's not like 100% perfect, but I was watching her do an interview talking about how she did that accent because then she was also actually that's a different person. Well, she was talking about all the different ways that she has to like use her tongue inside of her mouth when she's talking and learning about all this. And I'll be honest, I had no idea all that went into this, and maybe that's just a me thing. I know that of course accent work is very important, but man, like my roommate in college freshman year, he was from California. I'm from the Milwaukee area. I don't think that I've got like a Wisconsin accent or any like not really that like super deep. And he was telling me, he's like, you guys sound completely different than my region of America. And it just kind of put it all into perspective because you're right. we really do have some Youper going on here. And that's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed about there. That's nothing against anything.
We understand each other. So, yeah. What movie is that? Somebody says, if I said it and you understood it, it's a word.
Right. So the Lumberjacks in Love is going on from the 18th through the 27th at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater, Fine Arts Center, Camps Auditorium. You can buy tickets online at bdact.org, or you can go to the box office on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. To get your tickets. And again, there's a show on Thursday the 24th, and then it's Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, starting the 18th. So there are matinees as well. Those are at 2 p.m. on Sundays. But one thing that we wanted to make sure that we did cover was the sponsors and thanking them for getting involved.
Oh, yes, I definitely wanted to thank. So our major sponsor is the Seipel Center, which has the music school, and they do summer concert series. So they were our major sponsor. We have also a modest sponsorship from the Beaver Dam Tax Place. And then, of course, all the patrons at all levels who pay a patron membership year-round, and you'll see those in the program. And that a lot of our income comes from ticket holders, but we do really rely on that steady stream of like the patron members, and then of course the show sponsors to keep us lit and keep the lights on, let's say, and not keep us lit, okay? And then fabric and props and paint and all that good stuff. Oh, did I mention earlier that the wood for our set was all donated. So that was, and I don't even know the name of the farmer that took down the barn and donated it. So I'm going to have to find that out. Sorry, farmer. But Jay Kuhlman had the lead on that. And that just helps a lot, being able to pull that. And plus it just has a local tinge to it. So that's kind of neat. So yeah, that's a very important thing about our sponsors. I want to mention something about accessibility and ages that are appropriate here. So, for one thing, the theater building is accessible, and we've had people say that they came from other towns to watch our shows because they read that it's accessible. And it's a fairly new theater for us. You know, it was the old St. Patrick's School and was remodeled to be our theater.
When was that?
6 years ago we opened. Yeah.
Got it.
And now there's St. Catherine Drexel has the school on the other side of town, but ours that used to be together.
I see.
See, I can tell you're not from here.
Yeah,
but
right? I'm learning.
Yes. Jesse and I both grew up here. So anyway, there's a ramp, and so it's fully accessible. It's also, we have, it's hearing aid assisted.
Oh.
So there's a hearing loop for people. So it really is appropriate for all ages and abilities to come and watch. Johnny, what's some of the most foul language you use in the show?
Wood-headed wampus cat.
Jack, press the dumb button. We can't have that on the air.
Wood-headed wampus cat.
Roadhouse rooster, pants rabbits.
Yeah. So
talk to your mother with that mouth.
yes. So that's the language is all just goofy epithets instead of, I think they say darn once. Oops. Bleep that.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all, roadhouse, you roadhouse rooster, that kind of thing. So kids can come too. It's kids of all ages.
And
love it.
You had mentioned a point about the authors of this play from the Northern Sky Theater.
Yes. I did mention that before, is that the Northern Sky Theater guys, Jimmy Kaplan is the one who gives the rights now, but they used to write all the shows for the Northern Sky Theater, and a lot of people are familiar with that. They go to the theater in Door County. It's an outdoor theater.
Yeah, okay.
So,
right,
yeah.
I get
Door
Twitter
County.
ads for that all the time.
Yes,
and I'm
yes.
like, okay.
So, and they, then other regional theaters can pick up their shows and bring them down south here.
Yeah, down south, right.
But we still get that up north feel.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
They mentioned Hayward. So for the researching the thing, I looked up, I Googled, I love Google. I Googled northern Wisconsin lumber camps, and I could find pictures and history and that kind of thing. And like little trivia, there really was most camps had a gopher person that would either be like an old man who couldn't swing an axe anymore, or a teenager, and that would be our character, the kid, who goes around and delivers mail, delivers food to the guys. Johnny gets to eat on stage.
Nice.
Because there's a scene where it's noontime and the kid is coming around with lunch. So,
Bean time in the swamp.
Do you do that? This is completely off the rails. In movies, I've heard that characters, when they're shooting scenes and they have to keep doing them, that they'll chew, and then they'll spit out the food and then like do the next part. So when you're rehearsing, are you actually eating the food and taking advantage of the free food they're giving you, or what?
I am, yes. It's very delicious.
yeah.
I can't give away what it is,
Yeah,
but
good point.
it's
Yeah.
beans.
we do serve him beans.
Okay.
Every show. And then they sing a song about eating beans.
Okay. Only a few minutes left here on Hometown Today. I want to make sure that we give everyone another summary, another pitch about why they should go see the play. But I think that it's interesting. We got the director, we have the music director, and we have one of the leads. So I think you guys all have unique perspectives on what makes the show so great. But while at the same time, it's all the same perspective. It's all a shared perspective. So I don't know. Does anyone want to start with why they think that people should come?
It's musical theater. Come for the music. Very fun songs. You'll laugh, you'll cry. They're sweet. There's ballads. There's more lively comedic songs. The music is just so much fun to perform. I can only imagine how much fun it's going to be to listen to.
And could you also include, you listed off a lot of the instruments that you guys will be playing?
Oh, yes. Again, the performers, Carla Arndt, Jason Olson, Justin Olson, and myself. And we'll be featuring piano, accordion, guitar, upright bass, washboard, and a concert harp.
All right. That sounds
And
great.
ukulele.
And ukulele.
And ukulele. Got to have the pluck sound in there.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Johnny?
Yeah, I think everyone should come see this. It's super funny. It's a challenge as a cast member to not break character on stage. It's super hilarious, honestly.
I hadn't thought about that they have a hard time not laughing at each other. Yeah. We don't really break the fourth wall, as you said it. Like, those guys are acting like they're there talking to each other. They don't give little asides to the audience, but the audience definitely will be brought into the and care about those characters as the play moves along. And there's some surprises. Some of it comes pretty early, so you might even guess that the characters dressed as men. A couple of them aren't, and that all resolves eventually.
Right.
So it's big fun. It's also a pretty short show. So if you're
I was just gonna ask,
like,
yeah.
sometimes if you go to I mentioned Oklahoma before. If you go to a show like that is, including intermission, going to run you 3 hours at least. This is going to run an hour and a half approximately with the intermission.
Nice.
So it's short and sweet, I'd say.
Definitely,
Yep.
especially if you're wanting to bring your kids.
Yeah,
They
if you're
won't get
running,
too squirmy.
I wouldn't bring toddlers, but
Sure.
anybody grade school age on up is going to enjoy it. It's happy fun and get you into the music.
And you mentioned there's physical comedy too. So
Physical
the kids
comedy,
will get that.
yep. There's like Buster Keaton. You'll think about Buster Keaton if you know that. You'll think about the Ziegfeld Follies. They do a dance number with wash tubs, pretending that the wash tubs are like, if you saw an old movie that might have feathered fans. Nope, these guys use wash tubs. They dance with their axes. So yeah, soft shoe kind of, but with axes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys all so much for coming in this morning. I'm really excited and glad that we were able to talk about Lumberjacks in Love, which is going on at the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater Fine Arts Center. I lost my spot here. Fine Arts Center Camps Auditorium from October 18th through the 27th here in Beaver Dam. Right before we go, is there anything else we wanted to touch on?
Tickets at BDACT.org.
Nice. Professionally done, Ronnie. Hometown Today is brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and professional floor covering, your floor, and so much more. New to the Pro Floor family is Pro Edge Sharpening. Sharpen anything with an edge. Sharpen it, don't toss it. Scissors, knives, saw blades, mower blades, commercial and personal tools. Pro Edge Sharpening Services, a division of professional floor covering, 713 Park Avenue, Suite D in Beaver Dam. Give them a call at 920 887-8341 and online at proedge.com. And it's also the McKinstry's Home Furnishings tax-free sale. Who loves to pay taxes? No one. That's why you should rush to McKinstry's in downtown Beaver Dam. Save big with their tax-free sale. That's right. McKinstry's Home Furnishings is paying the sales tax so you don't have to. And the best part is everything is on sale, so you save twice. Save on sofas, reclining sofas, mattresses, and adjustable bases, area rugs, dining sets, and rocker recliners. But hurry, the sale ends Monday the 14th. Save big on all name brand furnishings, including Simmons Beauty Rest, Lazy Boy, England, Howard Miller, Capel area rugs, and more. Delivery is free, financing free, and taxes free. Don't miss the tax-free sale going on now at McKinstry's Home Furnishings, downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts. Thanks again, guys, for coming in this morning on Hometown Today. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
And that'll do it for Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.